Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
I'm waiting for Becca to go. All right, no Becca, just me. All right, here we go. Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we talk about the festival that we need to start taking seriously. My name is Steve Akeley. Please join me in welcoming my special guests, Luke Otero, Lenny Eckstein, and Ryan Thompson. What's going on, gang?
Hey, fellas.
Hey. Hey-o. So, yeah, we're going to have some fun today. We're going to be talking about a new festival that I guess it's technically in the third year. But the first year, they just had like one event that people were invited to. Then they're like, let's turn this into a festival. It kind of flew under the radar for me last year. I don't even know what they did. They said there was a festival in year 2. I didn't see anything about it. This year, Sam Lacey approached us and said, hey, we'd like to talk about this. We did an episode of the Bourbon Show. And I think this is fantastic. It has, it's like the old Kentucky Bourbon Affair from the KDA. They've got some really great events here, some special things. My schedule, it wasn't on my radar. That's why I'm talking about taking it seriously. Next year I'll plan for this and I'll try to be a much bigger part of it. I only had one day open, but it turned out to be a good day. It's the day when they have the luau at the Nose House, and I was able to score tickets for that. But we'll talk about the rest of it and what's going on, and maybe we need to all make sure we're watching out for this next year because it's some good stuff. We'll get to that after the break. For right now, though, Ryan said there's something he wanted to talk about. What is that, sir?
Yeah, I've got a kind of an odd question to throw out there, everybody, as we're maybe not getting into our twilight years, but I think everyone here is 50 and above or close, and we've got a couple years under our belt. But is there a hobby that you enjoy these days that as a kid you just thought was ridiculous?
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one and a simple one for me.
Okay.
Growing up, I thought playing golf was pretty stupid,
Uh-huh.
and now I love playing golf, and I play it as often as I can when I can, and yeah.
You're hooked, huh, Luke? You're hooked, man. It happens. Yeah.
That's a good one for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Lenny, you got anything?
I guess I do. I don't know that I thought it was stupid when I was a kid, but I would say like I never, as a kid and even into my early 20s, I never really appreciated motorcycles. I thought I was like kind of dumb. Like, your likelihood of dying is very high. Why would you want to do that? And I would say starting in my early 30s, I turned a corner, and now it's absolutely one of my favorite things. And here's a weird take. At 51, I'm sure not trying to put myself in harm's way, but I feel like I lived a pretty full life. So whether it be
if it all ends, it's fine.
Or you know what? That and I grew up surfing, and I was surfing last week in Mexico, and I have this. I used to be afraid of sitting in the water by myself and thinking, what if a shark eats me? Like, I don't want to go this way. Now I don't give a shit.
Right.
Now it's like I didn't think surfing was stupid, but now as I'm older, I'm like, hey, if I get bitten in half by a shark, that's how it goes. Good story.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so I don't know.
Right.
That's, I guess, what happens with age. That's weird, but you know.
Yeah. I'll say one thing. To me, as a kid, vacation was being at the location. I didn't take a lot of vacations as a kid. Matter of fact, when we were 5, we went to Disney with my parents, and then we never took a vacation after that. I was lucky. I had a cousin who was my age. He actually wasn't an only child, but he was a afterthought baby. You know, when his like closest sibling was like 10 years older, and then he had ones older than that. So he was kind of like a second only child, despite the fact he had 3 siblings. So his parents, my aunt and uncle, used to take me on vacation, so I used to go on those. And to me, the vacation was being at the destinations. Now, to me, as an adult, it's kind of the road trip part of it is just equally as fun. You can plan out where you want to eat, where you want to stop, the things you want to go along the way, maybe take a little diversion and go there. I love a good old-fashioned road trip. I love everything about it. I love packing up the car. I love challenging myself to get as efficient as possible and taking me, because one of the benefits of a road trip, you can take everything. Hey, let's take this. If we don't use it, it's fine. So I like the idea of packing up the car and being able to do a perfect job with that. I love everything about a good old-fashioned road trip.
Akeley's National Lampoon's
Steve,
Vacation coming to a movie screen near you.
Yeah.
Steve, you said something kind of interesting though. You know, with regards to road trips and stopping to eat.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe like a sneaky thing that as a kid, you're like, who cares about stopping to eat?
Right.
And as you get older, you're like, this is one of the best parts of travel, whether it be at the destination or on the way, discovering new places with great food and like breaking up the drive, just kind of slowing down the day. That's awesome. I love that.
You know, if I can tag onto that too, because the definition of a road trip to me is it could be 2 hours, it could be 3 hours, but if I could do something and there's a little restaurant, a little diner, someplace that along the way that I've never visited, which I wouldn't have cared about in the early days.
Right.
And I said, I'm going to do that. And then go off the beaten path for a minute and go eat lunch and get back on. And that's a good day.
Yeah. We're kind of exposed to those things more than in generations past, because now we have the internet and there's all these food networks and TV shows where we see these cool places and we're like, hey, I'm going to be in that area. I'm going through here. I can stop there. Where before we didn't really have access to that kind of stuff, you know. You'd have to get AAA or something like that, or that type of thing. Yeah.
Or just get lucky picking somewhere.
Correct. Yeah. You were going to say something there, Lenny.
You just reminded me. Mainly because of your locale, but like a little over a year ago when I road tripped all the way down Baja with my kid, our very first stop for lunch, I believe is it the Frontier in Albuquerque? Is that the name of it? That's across from the college. Yeah. So we stopped there and I told him, I was like, I ate here when I was 23. I haven't been back since. And he loved it. And I was like all nostalgic. And like so and I'm going on the same path. But yeah, that's such a fun part of travel, but also things that as a kid I didn't care about. I hope my kid cared. Like he seemed to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Did you get a cinnamon roll?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Cool.
And huge. Yeah.
I love that kind of stuff. So many people hate road trips. I talk about driving to places and they're like, I fly. I can't drive. I just love it. I don't know. I just love seeing things and doing.
I love the story about how like the Michelin stars came about for restaurants because they were trying to sell tires.
Right.
And they're like trying to get people on road trips.
Get on the road to wear those tires out.
Yeah. And then here are the best restaurants across the country. And back when you had to, get the book or whatever.
You'd have to get one of those guides if you wanted to see the cool places. Then you'd have to route them out old school on a map, which I think the young people today, you throw them a map and be like, here, find your way to. They don't know how to do it.
Yeah, not a chance.
We lived by that stuff. I mean, you have to do it. So, yeah. So Ryan, you asked the question. What's the answer for you?
Yeah, it came to my mind because I enjoy. I'm not a bird watcher necessarily, but I find myself admiring birds more and more these days.
Yes. What's the deal with that? There's a lot of guys that are our age that are like, I'm getting into the birds. Dude,
I love it when I see a bald eagle sitting on a branch above the river. I love like seeing a red-tailed hawk fly over my truck going down I-70 or whatever. So I sit and pause and kind of laugh at myself. I'm like, damn, I'm becoming a bird watcher all of a sudden.
Right.
Yeah.
Dude,
So
no joke. Yeah.
Yeah. I had an interaction. Oh, go ahead, Lenny. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was just in Mexico last week, and there's these birds. They look like a cross between like a crow and a chicken. Like they're pretty damn big, and they're all over the trees, and they're really loud. And I asked, I was like, "What is that bird called?" And they're like, "It's a chacalaca." I was like, "Are you serious?"
Chacalaca. That's fun to say.
So I'm there with my kid, and we're walking away. He's like, "Who the fuck names a bird a chacalaca?" Now he's 12. But still, I was like, "You're right. That is ridiculous."
That's a good point. That's
such a badass bird. Every morning, I was like, "Dude, look, there's a chacalaca."
Right.
Yeah. So see,
yeah. I had speaking of birds and bald eagles specifically, I had an incident. I was in Kentucky, and there was a bald eagle. Literally, and it wasn't scared or anything. I pulled up the car and actually had to drive by the spot twice, going to get gas and then going back that way, doubling back. It's sitting on the side of the road eating a dead raccoon, and I just wanted to stop the car and say, "You're better than that. You're the king of predatory birds, and you're eating roadkill. What are you doing here? Get your life together, man." I wanted to give it a motivational speech. I mean,
you're better than that.
You're better than this. Eating a raccoon on the damn side of the road? I mean, come on.
Akeley, you got to make one of your cartoons for your newsletter. That is great. Akeley giving the bald eagle a motivational speech.
It was so just like, come on, no. You're the symbol of this great country. Yeah.
Rattlesnake.
Yeah, rattlesnake.
Right. Yeah.
I want to see it, flying with it in its talons, going across, taking it to its nest somewhere. No, just sitting on the side eating some roadkill. I mean,
I'd even settle for an armadillo.
Right. Anything.
Yeah, that's kind of badass. Yeah.
Yeah. Trash panda. Eating a trash panda. Jeez. Yeah. So on that note, guess what, gang? It's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start this time with Ryan. He looks ready to go.
I'm ready to go with a little Revelton Distilling Co., a little rye whiskey here. So,
okay.
Let's see. 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
Not
a lot going on there. Not a lot going on. We only heard like a snap. Luke's next. He's ready to go.
Since we're talking about Bardstown, I got a bottle of Old Bardstown. This is their bottled and bond, Kentucky only. It's a screw top, though.
Screw top. That's not going to get any credit. Ryan, you still have the lead, actually, going into person 3 of 4, which is going to be Lenny. Lenny's got somebody, then he's still looking around, so I don't know if he's wanting to make a change.
I'm always like last minute switching it up.
Right.
Yeah, no, I've got a bottle of Boulder Bourbon.
Okay. Boulder. Oh, mic's up. That was a swing and a miss. And the swing and the miss was better than the cork.
I was cork blocked.
Yeah, but it's the lead. I think I'm going to take this thing. I feel confident. I've got planners. This is one. The special label here. It's one that was selected at the distillery. So you get to go around, take a VIP tour. You get to taste through some barrels, and if you like one, they'll thieve a bottle out for you. So this is part of that program. Happened to be down there at Nobleton's about a week ago. All right, see what we got here. Oh, that was good. Wow. That's a winner. That's how you do it, boys.
That was solid, Akeley.
Glad I could help you guys out. So cheers, gang.
Yes.
All right. We'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to be talking about Bardstown Bourbon Week. We've got some fun events here I want to talk about. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of Executive Bourbon Steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your Executive Bourbon Steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your Executive Bourbon Steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
It's JP Knobloch. I have nice hair. On the ABV Bourbon Daily Show.
All right, everybody, welcome back. It's Colonel Steve and the crew, and we are here talking about Bardstown's Bourbon Week. So they do this the week of June 14th, which is National Bourbon Day. They decided, hey, we're the bourbon capital of the world. We want to do this big. We want to do festivals. And they, of course, have a Bourbon Capital Alliance where all the distilleries in the area kind of work together, and they're kind of expanding it out to, Limestone Branch is involved. So a little bit further out there, too, that is included in this. So it's kind of Bardstown plus. But we'll go through each of these and we'll talk about them as we go through there. So, Elijah Craig is doing a National Bourbon Day celebration at the Heaven Hill Distillery. I don't know exactly what's on the agenda, but I'm sure it's fun. Heaven Hill throws a great party. They recently did something for us at the event that we did, and it was a great experience there. We toured their new distillery. I don't know if that's going to be part of this, but they usually typically let you buy a special bottle afterwards. Again, I'm sure that's kind of part of this too. So that sounds fun. Preservation Distillery is doing a Boone family reunion, so a festival based on the Boone family, but everyone can take a part of that. And Daniel Boone, obviously, him and his family big in the area, so that's some fun stuff. By the way, Daniel Boone, I'm still salty about this. Daniel Boone, famous Kentuckian, one of the most famous Kentuckians of all time, got fed up with Kentucky for some reason, moved to Missouri, basically outer St. Louis, a little outskirts of St. Louis, and lived the rest of his life. And when he died, he said, I want to be buried here in this area. And he was buried in the kind of, again, in Boone County, which is, again, it's a stretch to say it's St. Louis, but it's a little bit, it's out there. It's greater St. Louis. And, his final resting place is in Missouri. He's some guys from Kentucky came in and dug him up and stole him and took him back to Kentucky and buried him there. We need to get him back. In Missouri, we need to go get him back. I'm trying to rustle up some people. If anyone's interested, reach out to me and we'll work on that. The next event I think is a killer. It's the Beam Backyard Luau. So it's a luau in the No family house. We've got Fred and Freddie both have a residence there. It's in their backyard, and they're cooking a pig, and all the kind of luau stuff will be going on, and that sounds like a great time. I actually have tickets to that. I bought tickets to that, so I'll be at that event, which is cool. And that's the only one I get to do because, again, I didn't know about any of this. So,
hey, do they get up and do a little speech during that deal, or will the No's get up and talk? Or?
Oh yeah, they talk in that. It's not just parties, so they'll talk and stuff like that. So yeah, it'll be fun. And nice, yeah. I don't have to worry about what my outfit is. I just wear this stuff all the time. So I just show up as is. For me, it's a show up as is party. So yeah, that's cool. So everyone will be dressed like me. So that's cool. Log Still Distillery is doing an event called Proofed by the Spring. I don't know if they're going to be proofing down whiskey and stuff like that. I'm not sure what the event is, but it'll be at Log Still. Again, we just did one of those there, so at Log Still is awesome. Finish your own Blueprint Series batch number 2 experience. So they're going to be batching some whiskey at Old Steelhouse, which was at the original Maker's Mark site. So where Maker's Mark used to be, it's not where they started out. It's at their old facility, which before was Maker's Mark. Maker's Mark was always been where Maker's Mark is now, but the family had a distillery before Prohibition that was in this spot. So I need to clarify that for sure. Then you've got Front Yard Barbecue at Lux Row Distillers, so they're going to be having a big barbecue blowout at their distillery on the grounds there. Potter Jane is doing a blending class. This was the smallest one, I understand, only 12 people, so that was pretty exclusive ticket. But you actually get to create a blend, and they bottle it up under the Potter Jane, so you really literally get the first blended whiskeys from those folks, which is cool. Bill's Bourbon Soiree with Master Distiller Dr. Blake Layfield at Maker's Mark. So, and Bill, of course, being Bill Samuels Jr., so he's hosting the party. And obviously they'll have their Master Distiller there, so that sounds like a fun one. Anytime you got Bill Samuels, I mean, he's one of the great bourbon people of all time, so that's cool. Beam's doing a party at their kitchen table restaurant, so it'll be closed down for everybody else. So nice food event at James B. Beam Distilling. Then you've got they're doing a class that's special. They're kicking off this new thing where they actually certify you at this event. So it's a whiskey class that they're doing. There's a big party at Bespoke Bourbon Capital Mashup, which I assume is going to be at their facility at the Bourbon Capital Alliance. Stephen Beam's doing a Barrels and Biscuits, which is cool. He'll be doing that on Saturday. There's a big vat bar crawl. So Denny Potter and Jane Bowie are doing a Bardstown bar crawl. So they're going to go out, and I mean, I would love to be a part of that, hanging out with those two. Then they've got a big event, kind of a big party where all the distilleries will be there, so you get to see all 10 of them. We'll have representation there. And then they'll kind of kick these things off, end it off with a couple things. Yin Yang Twins concert, which I don't know who the Yin Yang Twins are, but apparently they're a big thing in the area. And I don't know who they are, and they're like, you got to be under 40 to know who they are. So I'm assuming nobody here knows the Yin Yang Twins. I don't know, though. I'm not under 40.
Definitely not. Never heard of them.
No. And I guess the last day is Father's Day, and they're going to have a brunch and tour at Barton 1792. And they said what's special about that is it's an actual tour at Barton, which hasn't been done now in years since they closed that down. So that's pretty special, too. This sounds like some fun stuff, doesn't it? There's a lot of cool things in it.
It has a reminiscent of the time you and I would go to the Kentucky Bourbon Affair, Steve. And, gosh, if I would have known, I would have tried to make some arrangements, but maybe next year.
That's what I'm saying. We need to put this on our radar, plan for it. We know when it's going to be, because it's going to be around June 14th, which is National Bourbon Day. And I'm just going to kind of hold my calendar, and then I'm going to hopefully go to a bunch of these events next year. So I'm in. So, because I'd love to attend a bunch of these this year. So, yeah, good stuff.
When you go to them, do you end up writing about them or putting them in your content at all, or?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right?
Of course, yeah. I like sharing my experiences and things like that, and it's just something that you do if you're into this stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not getting paid for it or anything. It's just that's what we do. We spread the word about things that we like. At least that's my take on these things. So
right,
yeah.
How about you? Bardstown lay claim to what they should be laying claim to.
Yes, I agree.
Because they certainly have the Bourbon Festival, but
yes,
have more. Keep push, be the one, be the spot.
I agree. Kind of when I started the media company, again, and they were very adamant that that's their name. They have it trademarked or whatever. So if another city's like, we're the bourbon capital of the world, they'll come after you. But I don't feel like in reality they could have made that claim. I feel like there's other cities even like Louisville, just 45 minutes away, that could have said, hey, we're the bourbon capital of the world. We have the infrastructure, we have the distilleries. They really didn't have any distilleries down there. You go back 10 years years ago. I mean, you're like, well, Heaven Hill's right there. Well, they weren't distilling there. That's a visitor center. Yes, they had there. Now they have a distillery there, back again. So there's, and other distilleries like Lux Rose come there, and all these have come down there, and really, I think they're living it now and also the Bourbon Festival was at a low point. It was, you go there and it was like a garage sale. They had all these things that had nothing to do with bourbon. They had these, Easter egg challenges and stuff where they hide for kids. And it's like, it was not even a bourbon event, really. So.
Cotton candy machines.
Yeah, cotton candy machines. So,
snow cones, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, like, no knock on Louisville. It's a fucking great city and a great bourbon experience. And the jumping off point, because if you're flying in, that's where you're starting.
That's where we're going to go. Right.
And that's phenomenal. But Bardstown isn't very far away. And it is, I can't say it's like the idyllic locale in Kentucky, but it certainly is one of them. I mean, it's beautiful down there. It's what you think of, like quintessential Kentucky would be as it relates to the bourbon experience.
I agree with you. And it lives up to that bourbon capital thing. Now, if we go to Louisville, there's a lot of other things going on there. The Kentucky Derby's there. That's a horse racing thing. And it's huge there. They've got a great food and culinary scene.
Great food.
Yeah,
great city.
That could be a capital. It's a great city. There's, they have the Louisville Cardinals, which is a major university with a lot of sporting events and stuff like that. I mean, and they have sporting teams there, soccer teams, and all that kind of stuff. They're a big city that has a lot of different things. Bardstown, you know what they got? They got bourbon. I mean, that's their. So it truly is the bourbon capital of the world, and I think they're living up to it, especially adding this. This is fantastic.
And if you think about it, Steve, for as long as you and I have been going back there, there wasn't hotels.
Right.
There weren't on-site restaurants at the distilleries. They have really invested into promoting it and bringing the right kind of infrastructure to attract the people to come back.
100%. 100%. When I go in, 2016, 2017 down to the Bourbon Festival, which again wasn't very Bourbon Festival-ish, but there was always a couple events I wanted to go to. There was no hotels. You'd have to stay. There was like one hotel, like a chain, the Hampton Inn, and that was always taken up by all the people that were, coming in and presenting. So I couldn't get in there. So you just had to be at a local. Which is nothing wrong with a local hotel, but there was no infrastructure. There's no cabs down there. There was no Uber down there. There was Uber if you go up to Louisville back in 2017, 2018, but they didn't have it down in Barstow. Now the infrastructure's there. You can go down there, you can have fun at an event and get an Uber, take you back to the hotel.
That's great to hear. I was there in 2013, I think it was, and I haven't been back since because it was so hard to get around and so hard to find a place to stay. We lucked out at a place to stay, but I remember even one of the local cops are like, get in the back and I'll take you where you want to go. I was like, are you sure about this or is this a joke?
Where are we going?
He goes, no, jump in. I'm headed that way anyways. Come on, I'll take you guys. Like, okay. So it was really tough back then. So, and I haven't been back. So that's good to hear though.
Oh, they've got it down now. So,
good.
Yeah. And this is exciting. This is the type of, and we're kind of, we're dovetailing off of this because even though our event has been around longer with Bourbon Palooza, these distilleries are learning about putting on these smaller events and they're liking it and what it means, what sort of impact it has. And they're already they want to be part of Bourbon Palooza because they already kind of have the infrastructure. So what do we do for these events, for these smaller groups? They're kind of getting these special things down and they want to talk about us and getting that on the Bourbon Palooza agenda. So it's cool. It's really cool what's happening. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so exciting stuff. Again, I don't know there. You can check out nationalbourbonweek.com, see if any tickets for any of the events are available. I am not sure when you are listening to this if any are going to be available or not, but it's worth a check. And then if nothing else, do what I'm doing and Luke's doing. We're putting this on our calendar and we're going to check back next year and we're going to be ready to go. So these are the things that we love. I mean, to me, it's a very different event going to, a theater where a bunch of famous bourbon people are and they're doing some sort of big event and it's they do a little talk and stuff like that and then there might be a dinner where I'm not even sitting with them or anything like that. That's an event, sure, and I want to be there for those, but you know what I like even better? Going to a small intimate event where it's me and 10 other people or 15 or even 50. I get some time where I can talk to these people one-on-one, which is fun. So this really great events. So And Luke and I used to love the old Bourbon Affair. That's where we initially met, and those were fantastic. And what happens too? It works. It ends up benefiting us, the consumers, because you know what happens? They want to outdo each other. They want to have the one that has the buzz that everybody else is talking about. So they really up their game for these individual events because they want to be the one where when everybody gets together at the big party or just talking online or whatever, they want to be like, we're the one that everybody's talking about. So they roll out the red card. They do all kinds of cool stuff, which benefits us consumers. So
yeah, fun times.
Yeah. On that note, we're going to wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Luke, we're going to start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find us, Santa Fe Boutique Wines, on Instagram, and you can find me on LinkedIn.
Okay. Lenny.
You can find me and the rest of Deer Hammer on social media at Deer Hammer, on the webs, deerhammer.com. We can order bottles shipped straight to your door. And you can come visit us in beautiful Buena Vista, Colorado.
All right, Ryan.
That's all socials at 10th MTN Whiskey, and our website's 10thwhiskey.com. That's 10th whiskey with an E.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find at Steve Akeley across all social media. ABVnetwork.com is where we put our content. ABVBarrelShop.com has all of our information about the ABV Barrel Shop, a place you should stop by if you're in St. Louis, by the way. And last but not least, check out Bourbon Sasquatch on YouTube. We have put out a video every day, and it's great content. Also, you can help us out by giving a 5-star review with comments. That helps new people find the show. That's always important to us. And last but not least, head over to patreon.com/the ABV Network. That's going to do it for today. We'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Take care, everybody.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you're in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.